I follow a lot of blogs, like 500 or so every day. I've tried to get my coworkers to do the same over the years with minimal success, but a new feature from Feedly is finally starting to change that. Before we get into that though, this is A Brighter Web, episode number 1, brought to you by the folks at Green Melon, which includes me, Mickey Mellon, and some of my awesome coworkers and friends that you'll hear in future episodes. Our goal with this podcast is to share news, products, and ideas with you so we can all make the web a brighter place to be. These might be actual web tips, talking about strategy, WordPress plugins and UX, or might be productivity ideas to help you get more done and free up your time to do great things. Today we're going to talk about Feedly. We'll talk about a crazy new keyboard I'm using, a big update to WooCommerce, a feature I'm super excited about from ManageWP, and a great new tool for families on Google Maps. So let's dive in. I've used Feedly a lot ever since Google Reader went away. Feedly, if you're not familiar with it, is an RSS aggregator, which means I can take a bunch of blogs, in my case like 500 of them, and have every new post show up in this one place. This means if a blog is super quiet and doesn't post for a while, I don't waste my time going to check on it. If they're active, they all come into one place, and it's just a good way not to miss any posts. Google Reader did an awesome job with RSS aggregation, but eventually they shut that down. Feedly has been the best replacement to come along. I've been trying to get my team to use it, and now we're finally getting more on board thanks to 2 new features they have that are called Team Feeds and Team Boards. Team Feeds are kind of what it sounds like, where we can have a group of feeds that we all see together. We have some for UX and some for design, some for development, and our team can subscribe to those clumps of feeds, those groups of websites, without having to go and subscribe to each one individually. If there's a section they don't want to subscribe to, for example, Allie wouldn't care about the development ones, she doesn't have to subscribe to that. This keeps us all on the same page, keeps us all adding new ones all the time, does a great job. The other new feature are boards, which is kind of like Pinterest. When you see a post come through from a feed that you like, you can pin it to a board. You have personal boards. I have one for this podcast when I see things relevant to it. And you can have team boards where you can share things together that might be of note to other team members. Really works great. The free version of Feedly is completely free. You get as many feeds as you want and 3 boards. You can pay Pro to get unlimited stuff for $5 a month. And then for $18 a month per team member, you get all the team features. $18 a month for team members seems a bit high, but we're willing to pay it, so it must be a pretty fair price. So I recently did kind of a crazy thing. Before I tell you about that, let me explain my computer setup to you because it's different than most. At home, I have a Windows machine that has 3 big monitors and a pretty nice setup, and I have a virtually identical setup at work. I have a Windows laptop I carry between and a variety of Chromebooks and stuff to use, but really most of my work is done with one of the Windows machines I have set up either at home or the office with 3 screens. Something that was bugging me about a year ago though was that my 2 keyboards I had weren't quite identical. They were very similar, both 104 key keyboards, but things were in different places for home and back and end, and some of that stuff was in different places, so my muscle memory would get thrown off. So like a year ago, I bought a couple cheap identical keyboards for the 2 different desktops I have, and it was great. Really made a big difference. My muscle memory improved, and I was able to do things faster and faster without looking. Then I decided to get kind of crazy. I did some reading about mechanical keyboards, which are the clicky kind of keyboards you hear that are awesome to use but a bit loud, and I got interested in maybe switching to those. As I dug in, I learned a whole lot about mechanical keyboards, the least of which is that there are different kinds of switches inside of them. The Cherry MX switches tend to be the most popular, and so when I was looking at the DOS Keyboard 4 Professional, a very well-known, highly respected keyboard, it came with brown and blue switches. The blue ones being super clicky and super popular, but I went with the brown switches that were a little quieter for the sake of people in the house and more importantly people in the office, so it wouldn't be quite as loud. But then I did something even better. They have the DOS Keyboard 4 Professional, that's DOS, D-A-S, if you want to look it up. But they also have the DOS Keyboard 4 Ultimate, which is the exact same keyboard but with completely blank keys. So my keyboard in front of me here has 104 keys, just like you're used to, but with no labels on any of them. Wasn't really sure how that would work out, and I've been surprised how well it's gone. Certainly I struggle from time to time hitting certain symbols, but I'm getting those down pretty quick. And really I was amazed how quickly I was already able to get ampersands and carets and all those other symbols without looking. I think if you tried it yourself, you'd be surprised how many you can get to. The keyboard, while it's blank in terms of labels, does have little bumps on the J and F keys and then on the 5 key on the number pad, so you're not completely in the dark trying to use it. And it really works well. Even if you don't want to go that route, I'd certainly encourage you to check out the DOS Keyboard line of keyboards because they are very nice. And even just a small percentage in your productivity typing can make a big difference over the course of a year. If you run an e-commerce store, there's a good chance you use WooCommerce to power that. It's by far the most popular plugin for WordPress out there and really the most popular solution among e-commerce stores in general. They had a huge update come out a few weeks ago to version 3.0. Has a new product gallery with zoom features and lots of speed improvements and lots of great things, but with lots of big changes come the potential for lots of big trouble. I've encouraged folks for a couple weeks not to upgrade yet, just until the bugs got ironed out and more importantly till the extensions you use inside of WooCommerce get ironed out. If you've not used WooCommerce much, the product itself is free, but you end up paying for a handful of extensions for your site to hook into UPS for shipping costs or hook into Stripe for payments or things of that nature. You need to make sure all those are updated first. Now that WooCommerce is on version 3.0.7, they've already had 7 little maintenance updates to it. The bugs are pretty much cleared out and most of your extensions should work fine. I'd encourage you to update your extensions first, then update WooCommerce and see how things go. And of course, back everything up before you do that just in case something goes sideways. Speaking of backups, my favorite backup tool is ManageWP. If you're not familiar with that, it's meant for companies like ours that manage a bunch of sites. We have like 140 sites in there, but really can work well even if you have 1, 2, 3, just a handful of sites. It does a great job with helping you with WordPress updates, with plugin updates, with security scanning, but their backups are probably my favorite feature just because they work so well. Their features are free to use for ManageWP, and then you pay a little bit for some of the extra features like backups. Backups are $2 a month for daily backups that'll work on pretty much any host, and it's awesome. But they've added a new feature that is just awesome to help you in updating plugins to help do it in a way that's safer and less risk of things going down, called Safe Updates. Normally when you update a plugin in ManageWP, you click the update button and it tells you whether it succeeded or failed and you take action from there. With the Safe Updates though, it does things a whole different way. When you tell it you want to do a safe backup, first it goes through and backs up your site just to make sure you have a backup of everything. Then it takes a screenshot of your home page. Then it does the update. Then it does a test to make sure your server's still responding properly. Then it takes a second screenshot, and then it gives you a little slider to compare the two. It'll say, hey, we think we succeeded. Here's your old screenshot. Here's your new screenshot. And you have a little slider bar in the middle to compare to see if things changed at all, see if something broke. Maybe it was an expected improvement, something like that. And then from there you can say, no, go back to how it was. I have a problem. Or you can say, great, it looks exactly how I expected. Just a much safer way to do things. The one catch with something like this, especially when talking about WooCommerce, is it only takes a picture of your home page, not of other pages. When you update WooCommerce, it could be a product that goes broken or a category or something else. So something people have been asking for, they should be adding soon, is the ability to take multiple screenshots and say, hey, take a screenshot of my home page, sure, but also take one of this product and of this category and of this other special feature and kind of get a few different screenshots in there. So when you update the plugin, you really know if everything is safe or not. This new product from ManageWP is free if you're already paying the $2 a month for daily backups. And if you do the math, of course, you'll say $2 a month is pretty good, but hey, you guys manage 140 sites, so that's at least $280 a month plus the other stuff. But if you dig into their pricing, they have bulk pricing to reduce the cost if you have a lot of sites in there. And really, it's very fair and it's a phenomenal solution. So you can read more about that at managewp.com. The last thing I want to share with you today is a great new feature from Google Maps called location sharing. This is kind of like the features Apple has to find other people in your family on a map, but lets you do it across platforms. So my wife and one daughter have iPhones, while my other daughter and myself are Android, and this feature works across all of them. You simply go into Google Maps and say, share my location, and choose who you want to share it with. And when you do it, you can say, I want to share it for the next 60 minutes, or I want to share it unlimited, or pick any number of minutes in between that you'd like. So our family, we've all gone in and shared it unlimited with one another, so we can keep an eye on where the kids are, where they are on the bus, if they're traveling, whatever's going on, we know where they are. It's a great new feature, works very well on Android. It does work on iPhone, has a few issues with keeping things current. A lot of times it'll say, hey, it was last updated 30 minutes ago, because iPhone doesn't let that kind of process run in the background quite as well. But it's a great feature, completely free, and I encourage you to check that out, especially if you have kids that have phones. You want to keep a closer eye on what's going on and where they are, or if they lose it, you can help track it down that much faster too. Great new feature in Google Maps. Just click the little settings icon inside of Google Maps on desktop or on your phone, and there'll be a location sharing option in there for you. So that's it for today. You can find me on Twitter at Mickmel, M-I-C-K-M-E-L, or learn more about us at greenmelonmedia.com. And then for more info about the podcast, including show notes and links, and we also have tutorials and a Facebook group and all kinds of great resources to help you with WordPress, check us out at abrighterweb.com. Thanks for listening.